look at it this way. But great day, everyone. I'm Sabrina Faith, and welcome to GH Talk. I didn't know what time I would be finished getting my hair done, so I didn't know. But I'm here. I'm here to talk about the show this week, and it's been a great week. I have been enjoying the show, even though I get frustrated with certain inconsistencies in characters, especially Drew. I saw that the cast had an opportunity to go on the Jennifer Hudson show, and even the actor who plays Drew, apparently, he said that he has never received so much vitriol over a character that he's ever played. He admitted that he's only played good guys, which of course Ryan Lavery, he's in those Hallmark movies. So he said this is very different energy, of course, that he's getting from the audience. He claimed that he went to the grocery store and someone was like, "Oh, you're Cameron Matheson," and I guess they threw a piece of fruit at him because they can't stand Drew Kane and what he's doing on the show right now. But I think it's really cool though that he gets to explore a different side to a character that may be infuriating to fans. I hope that he is having fun with it, regardless of what the dialogue is amongst fans about the character. The character is trash, okay? He's trash right now. He's on the ish list, okay, as far as Drew is concerned. But it was really good to see the actors get to have a spot on a television show. It's kind of been or I'm sorry, on a talk show. It's been a while. I didn't see the full interview, but I just saw the snippet of Cameron Matheson and what he had to say. I also saw that Donnell Turner, who plays Curtis, claims that he is, hi everyone, hi Sandy, hi Vitra. Yeah, I can't stand Drew. But Donnell Turner claims that he is trying to get Snoop Dogg to come to Port Charles. First thing I thought of was One Life to Live because did you see the Spirit Tunnel? No, I don't believe I did. Hey, Beverly. I just thought about Landview because Snoop Dogg came on One Life to Live quite at least 2 or 3 times, if not more. I may be over speaking. Maybe it was just twice, but I definitely remember he was in Landview. So we'll have to see how that goes. I don't, I don't know who would want to come on General Hospital these days. Especially, I have seen the ratings; they're still pretty much at the bottom. Not really sure how. I'm not really sure why the ratings are the way they are. If it's just specifically the writing, or if it's just a new generation of viewers just isn't hit to General Hospital and soap operas in general. I don't think that there's a true passion for the genre like it was decades ago. So I think that has a big part to do with it, not just the writing. He is not fun to watch. I have had enough of Arrogant Drew. Yes, One Life to Live. He was there. Hulu. It's on Hulu. Okay. Thank you. And so, okay, so there's a lot to cover that went down this week. Of course, the drama of Willow. You watched GH on Hulu. I need to get Hulu back because I think I want to bundle it with Disney Plus to make it more worth it since prices have continued to go up. And I definitely want to catch up on Abbott Elementary. That's my ish. I haven't. I know they got a new season. I haven't watched it at all, and I've been waiting for Janine and Gregory to get together. But the whole cast is phenomenal. I absolutely love Abbott Elementary. Hey, that good juju. So the drama continues to unfold between Willow and Drew. Oh Lord, that man is hopping fences in order to get to that kitty cat of Willow. He said he went over the fence, and I'm like, what kind of security? Where is Yuri? Where is he? Throw him off the property. Oh my gosh. But I mean, I did say on Twitter, we had a lengthy discussion because I guess we were talking about how the circumstances between Chase and Willow and Michael is different between Willow, Michael, and Drew. As far as, I guess people were just reminding me that Willow had feelings for Michael. She just got married to Chase because he was dying and that it wasn't a real marriage. And to me, I'm like, married is married. And I was only saying that, wow, this is the second time that Willow has been unfaithful to her marriage vows inside the gatehouse. The first time I believe she didn't live there with Chase, but she and Michael, they were up in the gatehouse. And I believe that's how Chase found out, because Austin Gatlin Holt, who has been brought back up this past week, led him there. And now we have Willow continuing the same trend with Drew in the house that she shared with Michael, where the kids are. And that's full karma in effect for Michael. It's just crazy on that part. Let me see. Okay. I love that my channel's back too. You're hoping that Sasha and Jason get together. I want Drew and Willow broke and homeless and living on the streets. I think a lot of people is waiting for that. Do you think he really likes Willow? I can't take it screwing in Michael's bed. I've been wondering about that, Tess. Like, I do understand. Hi, Rose. I do understand that, like, when something new is happening, there's like a chemical biological reaction. That's why people study the honeymoon phase of relationships. I'm outside of, I don't believe GH is going to make it for another year. It'll be interesting to see if they do or don't. I'm just trying to understand, outside of her always claiming that he saved her life and him just kind of eating it up, what is it between the two that would create a long lasting relationship? I don't see it. And I'm continuing to watch it unfold, because Drew has some sinister sides to him, which was shown this week. So of course we see him and Willow inside the house. They're still doing this relationship thing. She was daydreaming about Drew while she was with Nina, who came over to visit afterwards. Carly stopped by. It looks like that was her first stop after, at least from what I saw, her first stop after returning from helping Michael. And she brought some gifts for the kids. Curtis was the hero in that scenario. Drew was getting his ass beat. He didn't even do nothing. And so she brought gifts for the kids. I was so happy that she saw that tie, because I was like, dang, are they really about to get away with the fact that they broke the agreement? They broke the rules. And I'm disappointed with Willow on that front. If you were not going to be serious about it, then why did you even start all of that? That's what I mean about boundaries when it comes to Willow and Drew. Willow doesn't set strong boundaries when it comes to Drew. At least from my perspective of what I see from right now, he has way too much leeway and authority. And even in any good relationship, there has to be boundaries. And I don't see how he's going to respect her, in the terms, this isn't respectful. As later on, when she made it to Nina's house and he was sitting there talking, they're kissing in Nina's living room. Nina can't stand none of this stuff, and that's exactly what you deserve, because you continue to keep your mouth shut to serve your own purposes, meanwhile telling Drew, oh, I will do anything for my daughter and grandchildren. No, you won't. Clearly you won't do anything for them, because if you would tell the truth, you would say whatever. And also, you wouldn't be two-faced as far as this relationship is concerned, because she hasn't outright told Willow what she thinks and how she feels and how she disapproves of this relationship. She's going behind her back about it. So Nina, you really can't be trusted, not even as far as Willow is concerned, because the only reason why you don't like Drew right now is because Drew has more of an influence on Willow than you do. You would prefer it if Willow was having this kind of worship, mom, what should I do, looking to you, leaning to you. It's thinking with her coochie. So Nina, you're so inauthentic with all of this. I'm sure she might love them, but not more than herself. So it just seems as though both of them need boundaries, and Willow isn't setting boundaries as far as Drew is concerned. Because the first thing would have been like, I made an agreement as a grown woman. If you're thinking like a grown woman who's standing in her power, been like, we can do this anywhere else, but we're not going to do it here. Not just because of, the agreement that I set with the Quartermains, but because my kids are here. Their father is gone. It would be, It's just distasteful, all of it. But what's to stop them? what's to stop them? They've been screwing in DC, they've been screwing in the kids' playroom. It's not surprising that they were doing it in the home that she shared with her husband on family property, in which they don't want these two together on. So the disrespect will continue because this is just the path that they're on. So I really was so glad that Carly saw that tie. I was like, yes, and she was gone. She was gone. I'm coming to find out that the tie was something that she had bought Drew, so she recognized it right away. I was wondering how she would put two and two together. For me, I would have been like, who else is here with a tie, just leaving it on the couch? Michael ain't been here. Who else is wearing a suit? So that's how I thought she put it together. They might as well do it in front of the kids. Might as well. Might as well. Y'all see how like everyone is being nice to Willow, like they're trying to redeem her. Maxie on some BS helping Drew decorate the house. I really feel as though they're seeking to whitewash the situation for a lot of for a section of the population in town. Of course, there are going to be many that never forget this. That's going to be unyielding in giving them a pass. But there's going to be that section that sympathizes. You're going to have some sympathizers that's just going to whitewash, especially Willow. I really don't like how Drew is getting the brunt of this. He's not right, but Willow is not she can make her own decisions. She's making her own decisions. She's completely complicit in the downfall of her marriage and betraying her husband. So she needs to get full throttle for that. And I just feel as though they are just treating her with kid gloves, especially Nina as her mother. We can't really get no real motherly checking your ass, because if it was me with Layla, I love you and my grandkids, but what you not gonna do is bring that foolishness into my house. Okay? You could sleep here, but you kissing that man in the living room while you're still married, where the kids are, that's not happening, honey. That's not happening at all. I can't control what you do outside of my house, but inside of my house, he's not welcome here. But she can't say that because, as she told Carly, she can't keep them apart, because if she tries, Willow is going to leave. And that's exactly what she doesn't want. And I don't know if it's so much because she loves them, or if it's because she wants to have some kind of control or some kind of foothold. I'm kind of confused on where Nina is coming from, because it's disingenuous. It's disingenuous. hmm So I'm just, Nina, you deserve what you're seeing. So the Metro Court, I reposted the scene because it was really well done. I loved everyone's reaction to the tea being spilled. Before Carly got there, we saw Drew meet up with Anna. And so Drew is all over the place. Not only is he trying to secure another man's wife, he is trying to take down Sunny and Jason. And I don't understand why he wants to make that a focus, other than he's petty and he don't like them. He's petty and he don't like them because because Anna even said that's not the main focus of the constituents here in our city. They want funding for things, they need things like, but organized crime, really, Jason and haven't been wreaking, there hasn't been a lot of things going on like it would be years ago with the mob. We have to be honest. The biggest thing recently that happened was isolated towards the Corinthos family, specifically with the bombing of Michael, but it didn't affect the public at large to where the public would be like, oh, y'all got to get rid of Sunny and Jason. So this is completely a single agenda that Drew has. Sandy said it. Drew is totally jealous of Jason. And I guess in a way it's understandable, because Drew for what, 2 almost 3 years lived the identity of Jason Morgan, the beloved former quartermain. So to be removed from that established, respected, beloved identity into one that's completely foreign, it has to be a total blow. It has to be. I mean, he lost everything so jealousy is definitely understandable to be involved, but for him to be so vindictive and vicious, it's just, and I'm glad Anna is not a tool. She was like, Bro, and he even had to come out his mouth and be like, oh, it's not a conflict of interest, but I will definitely make sure you get all the money you need so long as you do what I need you to do, and go after those two. First of all, Drew, you barking up the wrong tree when it comes to Anna, because Anna and Laura, when it comes to Sonny, they flip-flop a whole lot. I think we saw so much of that. Drew is the new AJ. As long as he doesn't get drunk, as long as he's not a drunk, I will never compare him to AJ. At least he has self-control not to put family and friends in that type of environment. Yeah, at least that. Don't become a drunk. Don't get hooked to some substance abuse. I could tolerate Drew as long as he doesn't be completely reckless in that form. Then we're gonna have a real problem. Real problem. But I can definitely see Drew being an antagonist. And I think there's some people, some fans, and I may have said this during the last live stream. There should have been some slapping going on this week. Sasha should have slapped Drew, honey. She should have slapped him. I wish somebody should have got slapped this week. Somebody. Where's the slapping? Drew got slapped. Sasha should have backhanded his ass so quick. Oh, you said you want Drew going, period. But I think he's going to become an antagonist, and it seems natural for the setting of things. I think that, I think we need a good antagonist, at least as far as Drew concerned versus Peter August. I don't know, but it makes sense that we should have antagonists on this show. Will he be one that is beloved like Helena Cassadine? Because Helena Cassadine is a complete villain. But we love to see her, don't we? We love to see when we get Helena Cassadine in town. Will Drew eventually become that antagonist that you root for? Who knows? Time will tell. Time will tell, because it depends on how things are written, and it depends on where Drew is going with this. So I'm glad, but again, you barking up the wrong tree when it comes to Anna, because I think the whole last year or so, especially last year, she was on this, oh, I'm going to take Sonny down kick. And she didn't take Sonny down. She kept passing up lesser charges so she could get bigger charges, and never got those, never brought it up. She ignored Dex being beat up by this man, where there were clear witnesses to him doing that. I think Dex eventually backed off because he didn't want to put Christina on the stand to have to testify against her father. That was utter crap. You know what I'm saying? That was just, of course, another reason to have Sonny go free off of everything. Then we also had him beating up Cyrus Renault. He should have taken him off the face of the earth. I'm not saying that Sonny should have went to jail for that, but that was yet another crime that Sonny could have been nailed for that Anna passed up over. Then John Cates' murder is probably going to go unsolved. I don't think that'll ever be solved. There's no murder weapon. Jason was efficient in getting rid of it. Michael was the only witness. He's not going to say nothing. And I'm just really surprised that cell phone records didn't tie Sonny to it, because I just would have thought that, they spoke to each other before he was dead. And, I just kind of thought that maybe there would have been some kind of different evidence leading to Sonny, but apparently not. So, yeah, you barking up the wrong tree with Anna, because you're not going to get results with the PCPD. That's why Jocelyn is going rogue, and Elizabeth and Lucky when it comes to investigating and bringing down Cyrus Renault. Then, Carly comes in. The Deception meeting I liked it. I like the women of Deception. Let me just say that. I like all of them. I love what they all bring to the table. I enjoy that Tracy is a part of it. That she's not just in town, kind of like how Lois is. She's got business to attend to, and she's kind of becoming that matriarch figure. We see scenes between her and Jason on Monday when he comes back into town. So I'm looking forward to that. I enjoy Tracy and Jason. Speaking of Cyrus, is he going after Liz? He might. This man is unhinged. Also, we're going to get into that, but do you think a murder mystery is looming? And do you think that Danny and Rocco are going to be involved? Alexis Davis, I'm about to roast your ass, okay? But let's get back to this. I was about to say Jason. But thank you, Carly, for exposing this man. Some folks are still surprised that they haven't leaked the you said I like OG Brennan. Oh, that was devastating. Did you see how they just dropped that news at the last moment? I didn't see that news until the after the episode aired. Oh, by the way, Brennan isn't Brennan. Huh? After those steamy scenes? Huh? And this is what's infuriating about the GH writing team. They had how long has Brennan been floating in the role? I'm sorry, how long has that actor Charles been floating in the role of Jack Brennan? All of that time that you could have had with him before he decided to leave the show, we could have oh my goodness, it's so much wasted time with the writing and the disjointedness and the oh we're going with it, oh no we're not, oh let's pick it back up. Stop wasting the actor's time. You don't know how much time we'll have with somebody. You need to really make the most of it, treasure it, don't take it for granted. They took the time that they had with Charles for granted. It's going to take some time to readjust because recasts can be brutal. They really can be brutal. A lot of people are still open to giving it a chance because they understand that the actor made his own choice to leave. He wasn't fired, but it's an adjustment. He also lost his accent. He doesn't sound Australian like he did. So it's a big adjustment. It was. I was waiting on him to be a breakout character. Yeah, they just it's just make the most of every opportunity that you have. Don't just let it hang and linger and fall off. They just do that so often, and I feel like we could have gotten a lot more content and quality out of Carly and Brennan during Charles's tenure if they would have written it instead of just this hot and cold, you know? Yeah, I said that this week. Molly has been on consistently since her breakup with TJ. TJ is nowhere in sight. Anyhow, Drew got told his butt off in the medical court. I love Tracy's. It was really great. Drew it infuriated me so much. It really infuriated me because I was like, first Carly, she brought Jason up into it. I see why, but also it was kind of random. I feel like the writers put that in there on purpose to lead to Sasha being exposed because before Drew got to Anna, he met up with Selena Wu. Shout out to Selena Wu. I'm glad she is back. I enjoy the character. It's going to be interesting because Drew is sitting there in talks with the big bad of the city. He's talking to Selena Wu. He's trying to use Selena to get to Curtis. Whew. And Selena said, if you make it worth it, I'll give you what you want. So we'll see how that goes down. He was also later talking to Sidwell, and Laura interrupted that and was like, I don't think you'll be very good for us. So Cody interrupted. Cody Bell. Oh, you gonna eat. See, we get characters like Cody, but we can't see TJ. We can't see TJ. Cody is literally going around town not really having much of a purpose, but you all are doing everything to make him happen. Everything to make him happen. But we can't get TJ. I even thought about TJ because I was like, instead of making Jason the baby daddy, why not have TJ be the grown support male in Sasha's life as a friend? He is a doctor. They could have naturally ran into each other at the hospital, but we can't have TJ be a part of anything. There's a lot of Molly and Cody. They could work. I'm not mad at that at all because I don't think Molly and TJ should get back together. I think it's all right that they're broken up. But TJ can be a part of the canvas. His mother is Jordan has definitely been very active and present, and I'm happy to see it. Very happy. Trina as well, Curtis, but I don't see them bringing TJ back unless he's just going to be some type of reoccurring character. The credits still show that he is on contract, but what kind of contract does he have? He must not have a very good contract. It must be like one of those episode counts. Maybe he's reached the episode count of his contract, so we're not going to see him no more. But I'm disappointed in that because, again, it just seems as though I don't know, but some people, they have said they find TJ to be boring, that he doesn't serve any purpose. Um, but again, they're working with Molly. They're working with Molly. But again, Molly might have more capital as a character due to her family ties. We love Rick Lansing, Alexis Davis. We love the Corinthos family. I'm about to roast the Davis women. I swear on God. But anyway, I think that the writers purposely had Carly bring up Jason in order to out Sasha's pregnancy news, and not the pregnancy news, but to be like, oh, jokes on you because Jason's the father of Sasha Corrigan's baby. That was really low blow, bottom of the barrel. You are absolutely despicable to sit there and try to put out there into any type of atmosphere that Jason, your brother, who you were masquerading as for more than 2 years, is a sexual predator. Or I'm sorry, it wasn't a sexual predator, but what do you call it? Like he was sitting there, like he made it seem like Jason. You hate Rick. You hate him. I think, to me, he gets on my nerves, but I enjoy seeing him. I guess maybe for the nostalgia, because we have so many new faces that I like to see people from the GH that I started watching. So Rick has become beloved to me. I do enjoy seeing characters that come back, that have history and make sense, not just a bunch of random people all over the place. I love when they bring characters that make sense. And his past was evil. Absolutely it was. Oh no, we're not going to sit here and ignore the fact that he kept that woman in a panic room trying to steal his nephew and pass it off as his and Elizabeth's child. The fact that he is still around boggles the mind, because of all the enemies that Sonny has put into the ground. Rick is so lucky he shares a mama with Sonny, because if it wasn't for I think it has to be because of Adela Corinthos. That's the only reason why I can figure that Sonny never took Rick out. I think that has to be, because he should be dead. That was absolutely awful what he did. That was awful. I'm sure he's done other things, but that was the worst of the worst. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. Anyhow, but that was really low. That was really low of Drew to sit there and then I'm glad Sasha was there to say something. Can you imagine if she hadn't been there without any interruption? Because Drew successfully shut Carly up, which was the goal. He wanted to say Drew was embarrassed. He was slighted. She brought up Jason. You can't do that with Drew. That is definitely a blow to his ego whenever you mention him or compare him to Jason. Especially because Tracy already said it to Jason, versus the hitman and the congressman. You the quartermain. He ain't, So Drew said that to shut Carly up, and he was successful. So I'm glad Sasha was there to be able to shut him up. The main thing I want to point out about Sasha: why won't you just say that Jason is not the father of your baby? You're not confirming the identity of the father if you do. So, of course, I'm very frustrated with her, and I know why it's happening that way, because Sasha and Jason is happening. It's just very clear that that's what's about to go down. So I'm just kind of, I'm like, there's no other way. There's no other reason. You want people to think that, don't you? Because if you didn't, you would clear the air and be completely direct. She even stonewalled Cody when Cody was direct about asking that question, and she wouldn't answer it. I guess on this, I think she knows if she does that, Willow may figure out that Michael is the father. Tess, you could be on to something. You could be on to something on that. Jason needs to be at Drew's ass again. Jason will say he's the father. It's come full circle because he did that for Michael when Michael was a baby. Yeah, I definitely believe. I wonder if Jason is going to have a hard time with this, because he's going to have to tell a lie or not acknowledge the truth, which is kind of what he did with Michael. He didn't outright lie. I remember that Robin had called him out on it. She was like, "You never used to lie." He said, I didn't. Carly said it and everybody just went with it. I didn't have to say directly if I was Michael's father or not. So so he is. Tracy approaching Sasha afterwards was wonderful. Cody, let me say your apology was trash. We'll see what happens when Felicia gets the two of them together on Monday. You definitely owe her a far better apology than what you gave. I'm really sick of your attitude. He is so ungrateful. He's a bum, a drunk, a gambler. I mean, just ooh. But you like Cody? Someone said I like Cody. I was hoping to see more Cody and Tracy Q. I think Cody could be a great character. Cody has dirt on Dante. Dante is leaving the show. I think Cody will end up with Lulu. I like Cody and Molly. I think that him and Sasha being cousins wrecked him. It's clear that wrecked him, and he's gonna have to rebuild from there. I think that's what's just gonna have to happen. Also, he needs to be careful of his connection with Selena Wu, and Drew needs to be careful when it comes to Cody knowing that he's talking to Selena Wu, because Cody gossips a lot. I'm still very surprised that he didn't mention anything about the baby or anything like that to Dante, or just nothing, because he's very talkative. He's very talkative right now. So I am glad that Sasha was there to defend herself. Tracy was kind. A lot of people was calling Tracy a hypocrite when it comes to supporting Sasha and her choices as a mother versus supporting Willow. I think the main difference is that Willow betrayed the family. Willow was just nasty. She's making decisions that don't benefit the children, because again, she's done taking the kids up out the home and moved them into a temporary space. We know that's about to change because Drew bought that house, yes, for Scout, but he also bought that house because he wants to move Willow and the kids in with him. And Carly is right. It's just despicable because you're continuing a full-on pursuit of another man's wife, your nephew's wife. And Willow is no better because when Drew isn't around, as we saw, she wants to pull out her phone and sit there and call Michael and say, hey, we care about you. Girl, stop gaslighting. Stop gaslighting Michael. You don't care about him. You just had sex again with his uncle in your home, in y'all bed. You don't care about Michael. Sitting there, girl, bye on that. I don't believe you at all. You will never convince me otherwise. Just despicable. Still wearing Lila's ring and you sitting there making out with this fool. And then Brooklyn, girl, I will say Brooklyn had more diplomacy with how she approached Willow when she made it to the gatehouse. Because if Tracy had been the one, oh Lord. But I felt like she should have had more woof. But I guess like at this point, it's like, why am I going to get riled up over this foolishness? All I can do is point out where she lacks common sense. And if she don't want to tighten up on that, then what can I do? Like, I'm trying to reason with her. I thought Brooklyn gave her, I don't know, the way they're making it sound is maybe, I don't know. We'll have to get more details about that. Yeah, that was disgusting for Willow and Drew at Michael's home. Yeah, it's just, that was just a slap. That was just a further slap in the face. Someone pointed out that Willow may seem like she cares and everything, but she's absolutely, her and Drew on the inside, really, they are loving that Michael is gone. They are, because they really can't get any pushback, especially from him. They're not going to get that pushback. Let me see. Mm-hmm. I feel you on that, Tess. They're loving that Michael's not there. She's not getting any pushback. The last time they were having relations with each other, she was freaking out because Michael was filed separation papers. He was coming for the kids, and they were about to go back and forth in court. So you can't convince me. They're relieved. She goes over to Nina's house. I can't believe they didn't recast Michael. I will say that. How long do you think that they'll be able to keep Michael off canvas? I just, with this story being so big, I'm like, he has to be here. That's like, I understand that we all like recasts are tough. If they did it right, if they got somebody that fit right, then we could accept it. But he did. He certainly did. I think it's definitely been a year since he passed. I just, this is such a big story, and I want Michael to be able to defend and fight for himself. That's the part of the story that has always been lacking, is Michael's response to everything. It's just, and now he's completely out of the picture, and it's like who's going to get us justice? Who's going to get us justice? Like, so but Brooklyn, she was very diplomatic. She said some common sense things. Later on, Willow wants to be like, yeah, we shouldn't have done that at the house. But it's just, it shouldn't have been done, period. Wrong is wrong. Whether you do it at the gatehouse or you do it at your mama's house, it's still all wrong. It's morals. It's the moral issue here. And then that, Drew, he's sitting there, and I had nothing to say. I was speechless when he was standing in Nina's home. And then, Nina, of course, Nina, Drew ain't worried about you, honey, because if you was going to say something, you should have said something at the very beginning. I mean, a lot of this wouldn't have gotten so out of control if you would have told your daughter that you've been having sex with Drew. I'll tell you what, that would have turned me off. If a reasonable person, I would have been like, you what? You've been doing what with this man? And he kissed me? He got the nerve to be flirting with me and kissing me, and he's having sex with my mama, and he kissed you that same night too? This is, I just don't know when is this going to come out, Nina? Because Nina, you are ass backwards. You want Michael to come back with a vengeance and destroy him? Yeah, they don't care about morals. They giving in to what they feel right now. They don't care about, Willow is not going to care about it until she's hurt by it. I'm telling you. I'm not sure, but I think all of us want to see that payoff of them eating major crow, honey. We want to see them eat major crow. Somebody earlier said they want to see them broken destitute. That's how bad we want them to get it, honey. Okay, Michael got his karma for messing around with Willow while he was with Chase, and I mean, he got it ugly. Ugh. But I want to see them get it ugly too, because Nina, before I get there, Drew was telling Willow in the house that it would be unfair to Michael for them to deny their feelings. Then he'd said some mess about for better or for worse. This woman is already married. My question to Drew is, and I'm saying this as somebody who can care about him, on the other side when he ain't being a jerk. If I was your family member, like a sister, my question to you is, why do you want a woman who has proven on more than one occasion that she is unfaithful? Willow is not she's not a prize. That's the thing I'm trying to get at. He's hopping fences for this woman. Why? Is it really the validation? Because if we think about Drew's upbringing in the past that we know, that we discovered from Franco, and just, is there issues with Drew when it comes to love and acceptance, and like, what is his problem? Because this woman ain't worth all of this. What is it about Willow that you sitting there talking about for better, for worse, on a woman who abandoned her for better or for worse to be with you over your nephew? I just wonder when he's going to wake up and really smell the coffee on this ish. Because it's just like, what on earth is it about this woman that you throwing your whole family away to stand on business over this woman? I don't get it. What is the appeal about Willow other than she worships the ground you walk on? And then she was sitting there talking about, Brooklyn, I can't break up with him. He saved my life. What? You haven't even officially broken up with your husband by way of divorce. What do you mean breaking up with your boyfriend, Uncle Drew? I was just like, what? And then I'm so sick of this. He saved my life. I'm so sick of it. Girl, Eric said we need a badass, ruthless Michael. Take them kids and leave. Oh, hold on. take them kids and leave Willow and nothing and take the Quartermain name and money and get Jason money back from Drew. Amen. Amen. I don't though, like, Willow, what? He saved my life. Doesn't have nearly half of the energy for any of the other people who actually had a direct hand in saving her life. That's the crazy part. Like Liesel is the one that literally went under the knife for you. I have not heard this woman's name, or where has Liesel gone? Where is she? Oh my. She's completely disappeared off the canvas, hasn't she? Um, I mean, the doctors, I mean, it's just like, what? He took a plane and went over there and was like, hey, I'm here in Greenland. Like, that's pretty much what Drew offered the situation. She's so brainwashed. You are such a weak-minded person. It's criminal. It's criminal how weak-minded you're being about this situation. I'm disgusted. Anyway, we've spent so much time talking about these fools. I will wrap it up so we can move on to discuss other storylines. The last thing I will rest on is now we see Carly and Nina. What is y'all opinion about Carly and Nina teaming up? I enjoy seeing I think they're wonderful actresses, so I like to see them play off of each other. But what is this plan? Nina's sitting there talking about they could get access to the house. I'm not understanding how teaming up with Carly would be more effective than you telling the truth. I could understand if you told the truth and then you went to Carly, but Carly, you're not even being forthcoming. If Carly knew the truth, she would tell you, just like Ava and Curtis has. Why don't you just tell her that? Tell her that. What are we doing all this? You don't think it'll work? I don't think so either. Carly made perfect sense. Carly was about to walk out of there, but when Nina brought up the fact that the kids are moving in with him, still, this is not going to stop them. This is what they want to do. And the only way that Willow is going to turn away from this is if she is hurt by this. She's going to have to deal with hurt from Drew to have her eyes opened up. She's going to have to catch him on her own. Yeah, they will end eventually. Absolutely. Also, couples do. But this couple, unfortunately, is going to have to run its course. That's why, although Maxie's perspective is frustrating, it's kind of the only way to go, because it's like, first of all, it's not my business. Like, I've done my own scandalous stuff. So, I can't, like, what am I supposed to do? And then it's going to run its course. You're just going to have to back up, get some popcorn, watch it all, because... but it will be interesting to see them team up. I just don't see what plan they really can have to break them up. And then this further puts Nina in the gutter as far as Willow is concerned, because she still hasn't learned her lesson from when she went to Drew to ask Drew to plant seeds to get Willow to come around to her. She's doing it with Carly. Stop manipulating your daughter and just straight up tell her, I don't want you with this man. You gonna stay in my house? He can't be in my house. You want to leave my house? Then leave my house. You got to put it out on the line. You sitting there causing yourself all this pain to avoid pain. It can't be avoided. It can't be. You won't learn your damn lesson. And they got the nerve to apologize to Carly, trying to appeal to her, and you only doing that because you want something from her, not because you feel actual remorse because of what you did to her and Sonny. Girl, you were on that soapbox all the way up to the moment she walked in that office. And that's only because Maxie pointed out your hypocrisy. I don't believe none of I'm not saying she can't come to that realization, but let's not make it seem like she's genuine in what she's saying. She's not genuine. See you. Thank you for joining. She's not genuine in what she said to Carly. Like, it's the truth, but girl, after the hell you put her through, keeping her husband, like, it's not just the fact that you got into bed with her husband, you kept this man's identity for more than half a year. Let them believe he was dead. Willow didn't even do none of that. And I'll say this, not genuinely. It's always for an agenda. It's always for an agenda. And if Willow cuts her off permanently, even if she stays with Drew or not, that's exactly what Nina deserves. Because I really wouldn't want my mother being this underhanded and sneaky and two-faced. If you don't like something, just tell me you don't like it. How, like Ava told her this, you all cannot have a good relationship without that foundation of trust, and Nina can't be trusted. And Drew, and it's crazy to say this, but Drew is actually better than Nina. And the reason why I say that is because when Ned and Tracy approached Drew and tried to blackmail him over the kiss with Willow, he did not fall for it. He said, y'all ain't about to get me. I'll just tell the truth from my own mouth. That's the difference between Nina and Drew. Drew ain't about to fold for no blackmail. But Nina, she folded to Michael's blackmail over the SEC mess. And I've always said it. Nina, you need to own it. Own it, honey. If you would own your ish, you would be a fire character worth the absolute respect. But she doesn't own her stuff, and it's very frustrating. All right, let's move on. She certainly did fold. Drew didn't fold. He's his own mess, but he didn't fold. And then when the truth comes out, I still feel as though he'll be able to get Willow to come around to him. I want Nina and Willow apart. She has begged for her affection constantly. She has better relationships with Sasha and Charlotte. Yeah, she certainly does. I just need Nina to surrender and let that go, that dream of the daughter and all that she thinks that it should be, and just be real. She don't keep it real. Nina, keep it real. She's not even keeping it real with Carly. Because again, if Carly knew, she would be like, girl, just why aren't you telling that truth? It depends on how the truth comes out and when. That is correct. I guess I'm just kind of like, the longer it goes on, I'm like, how much of an effect will it have? Because in all honesty, Drew isn't messing with Nina anymore. He's not messing with her. He really stopped. I think they slept together one more time after the kiss. That was supposedly a mistake. But he hasn't continued to have an ongoing affair with Nina. If they were, I feel like that would have more of an impact. But I'm not sure. You're right. It's about time. It's about how she hears it. Secret to drop. I really am ready for. Good Lord. Okay. We'll move on. So Willow ended up leaving, and we finally at the end of the episode we got the whole. Would Willow even believe Nina if she told her? Do you think Drew would deny it? Drew so far has not denied anything. I wonder, would he deny it? I wonder. But so far, I don't think he would deny it. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how Drew betrays Willow's trust. Because it's going to happen. But I think what would be the best, instead of Willow being hurt by Drew, I think that Willow should be the one to hurt Drew, because I think that it would be far greater karma if Willow kind of destroyed Drew on some level. I really do. If he was destroyed, like she just gutted him, I think that would be a far better. Hi, Eva. Really, at the end of the day, I don't think Willow's going to be bothered by it. Guess we'll have to see. I think it's just, I think Nina is going to suffer more behind the coming out than Drew is. Honestly, I really do. And she deserves it because she's not authentic in her relationship with her daughter. Okay. After the Reeves women did their exodus from the gatehouse, we had another family reunion, although they didn't know it. We had Gio standing next to his biological mother, looking at his stepfather while standing next to his biological father. This was such a unshocking revelation. We have been talking about this, I feel like, for almost a year now, that Brooklyn had a baby with Dante, and it was becoming more and more clear that Gio was that child. I was more surprised by the news of Kelly leaving the show. I was more surprised when I saw Michael being burnt up to a crisp. This is the least shocking moment. I think the value of this storyline will continue to come from the performances of the actors and how everyone processes the news. Lois Geo is just not a good actor. Oh, you don't like him, Melanie? I guess I haven't been paying much attention because he's been in the background, So I'm kind of like, he's everywhere. So I haven't really been paying attention to him. It has gone on too long. Who knows it has. Uh, but Lois, of course, is trying to do damage control. She went to Martin, almost got caught by Tracy, who got in his face about what Willow did, taking the kids. Tell the truth. Like, tell the truth. Why have you kept it for so long? I don't understand like the reasoning behind it. And as far as Brooklyn is concerned, he needs lessons. Again, relationship with Lois is definitely going to take a hit. When you think about the predicament the young man is in, how dare Lois everybody else's business saying about his acting, because I haven't been.